This is Bruce Boudreau, and it's time for Clay's Canucks commentary live. Let's go with Clay right now.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks Commentary Live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I am Canuck Clay Emo, and if you're new, this is my Canucks take, all in one take. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. It is Sunday, April the 30th. It is crazy times in the NHL. Boston, gone. Colorado, see ya. Tampa, adios. And then we still have one more Game 7 today. I have so much to talk about. If you saw earlier, I won a bowling tournament today with my son Sean. We were on the same team, so I'm going to talk about that as well. So, and I finished a paper at 2 a.m. yesterday for my master. I just got to do my final exam tomorrow. So a lot going on in my life, but I was going to say, but you guys don't care about that, but maybe you do care about that. But I'll get to some of that as we go. But let's get started. Just had to check one thing. I have a new setup, actually. I bought, I can't show you because my camera's on it, but instead of a tripod now, I have a clamp that's on my, desk with an arm sticking out so I can kind of move it around. It's just like this. So my camera's on something like this. So if it moves a little bit, it's because I'm still getting used to it. And then now my ring light is actually on the top of that clamp, if that makes sense. So basically, instead of having a tripod and a ring light, two separate apparatuses, I have one now where the ring light's on top of here, and then there's an arm with the camera. So I hope that makes sense. It actually makes my setup look a lot neater, but we'll just make sure that it's working well. So I think I put the camera too high, though, because it feels like it's a little bit too high, and I'm worried that if I hit my desk, it shakes the camera a little bit. So all things that I can work out. And yes, you do care about me. Thank you, Cheshire Cat. So let's do my intro. I'll acknowledge Lucas's donation in a second. So let's get going. So welcome, everyone. Happy to be with you. I don't think I've been with you since Wednesday night. I don't think I streamed Thursday night. Yeah, so I haven't seen you guys since Wednesday night. So as we get going, moderators, thank you. Do what you need to do. Members, that's legends, Hall of Fame, and franchise members, thanks for your support as always. And to all of you, no matter where you're watching from, whether you're in my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston, in Richmond, in the city, Lower Mainland, province, country, continent, or around the world, thank you for being here. You know that I know that you could be doing anything else, watching anyone else, getting ready for work, school, or bed, or all three. But the fact that you are here, I always appreciate you, and I never take you for granted. So subscribe so you get active in the chat section and get my videos every day. Like the video. There's 40 of you in here already. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But only 10 likes. Let's bump that up. You can leave a donation like Lucas did in getting the donation train out of the station. So let's give Lucas some love. Thank you, Lucas, for your donation. Says, upset Central, wowzers. My take for round 2, Dallas over Seattle, Toronto over Florida, Edmonton over Vegas. All decent picks. I would agree with probably all three of them as I look at them there. And yes, indeed, what a time to be alive. So let's give some love to Lucas in the chat. Thank you, Lucas, for getting that donation train out of the station. You can perpetuate. You can keep that donation train going. You can gift memberships. You can become a member. You can upgrade your membership. But most importantly, like I said, get active in the chat section. If you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review as well. So we have a lot to talk about. I will start by, let's do this. Why don't we talk about tonight's hockey? Then I will throw to you for a bit, and then I'll talk about my bowling tournament for a little bit. And then we'll get into the games. And if we have time for Ask Me Anything, we can do that as well. Yeah, let's do that. I think that's a good order. I think that's a really, really good order. So let's get to the games first. And then we'll just recap today's games, and then we'll talk about. Oh, before I get to that, so yesterday, Toronto and Tampa. Where was I? It was Saturday night. Oh, yeah, we went to church, and then we went out to. Whoa! Before I get started into my story of last night, we got to recognize this. So we had legendary Lucas Gates starting off the donations. Legendary Carol Bovenlander follows up with a gift membership, which is the equivalent of $5 donation. And GM Patrick Alvin is now an actual member of this channel. So welcome to franchise membership, GM Patrick Alvin. Thank you, Carol, for that generous donation. So yesterday I was at church. Then we went to go see my friend Stephanie, who celebrated her 40th birthday party. And then on the way there, we heard that Toronto had won in overtime, and John Tavares with that nice play, kind of doing the loop around the Tampa zone. Then Nye's making a nice play behind the net, and Tavares is kind of spinning, and I think the puck went off of Radish's left skate. Still, I think it's funny, a guy named Radish, but Taylor Radish, not radish that you eat. But Tampa loses, and after 3 straight trips to the finals, they won in 2021. They won in 2020. They won in 2021. They lost to Colorado in 2022, and they lost to Toronto in the first round. So this win or loss, it goes both ways, because I think there's 2 parts of the story here that are important to recognize. Number one is on the Tampa side, almost a dynasty, so to speak, in that, like I said, they made it to 3 straight cup finals, winning 2 of them. And I talked a lot on my channel about how it was going to be difficult for Tampa just to sustain, because they played so much extra hockey. So there's that. So that's on the Tampa side. And you guys know that Tampa is my 3rd favorite team behind Vancouver and behind Winnipeg. But then on the Toronto side, and I love your input on this in a few minutes when I open it up for your feedback. But on the Toronto side, what's really interesting is, yes, by the way, and maybe I'm really mean, on Friday night, I actually watched all of Toronto's first round collapses. So they had 2 against Tampa. They had 2 against Boston, the biggest one being back in 2013 when they were winning 4-1 in Game 7 with 10 minutes to go. That's the one we know they lost in overtime. Even the bubble year against Montreal, or all Canadian division, I should say. So, I don't cheer for Toronto to lose. I certainly don't cheer for them to win, though, to be honest with you. So I don't know if that means I'm indifferent or I don't care, but I wasn't mad. I wasn't hoping that they lose. Although Tampa, I like Tampa more than Toronto. I'm not sitting there laughing at Toronto fans' misery. And a lot of my friends that live in Toronto, and especially the ones that I be meeting over this SDPN Game Over, all the Toronto content creators there, I am happy for them, for sure. I really am. I'm truly happy for them. And I know that a lot of Vancouver Canucks fans, they were kind of throwing shade at Toronto Maple Leafs fans, whether they're here or in Toronto or around the world, because a lot of Maple Leafs fans in Canucks fans' eyes, or not just Canucks fans, a lot of people's fans' eyes, they went over the top with how happy they were. And I know I saw Steve Dangle, his reaction. I saw John Hot Take Hockey, their reaction. But I would never, ever, because I don't judge how to be a fan, we don't know what it's like to be in their shoes. Yes, the Canucks haven't won in a long time. They haven't been in the playoffs since the bubble. They haven't won a playoff series since way back before the bubble. It wasn't to 2011. But still, that was a Stanley Cup final. That pales in comparison to what Toronto fans were going through. 19 years without even winning a single playoff series, without even getting into the second round. So I think, I know a lot of people were poking fun at a lot of the Maple Leafs fans, but I think if you try and put yourself in a Toronto Maple Leafs fan's shoes, can you really blame them? what happens if it was reversed and it was the Canucks that hadn't? It probably feels like it, but if it was the Canucks that hadn't won a playoff series since 2004, and not only not won a playoff series, but had 10 chances to do so, 10 chances to win one game to put them in the second round, and almost 2 decades of failure. So that's why I think I don't mind what I saw from Toronto fans. And I see people in the chat talking about, well, what about no one from Canada was cheering for the Canucks in back in 2011, and that's fine. I get that. I remember that. I remember that very vividly. But I think we're talking about two different things. I'm not saying that you should cheer for Toronto. What I'm saying is I can understand why they were acting so happily. Yeah, and here's a great example. That's exactly what I'm saying. Is Dogwood says, Clay, no one else in Canada cared about the Canucks when the Bruins thugged it up. I agree. I remember that because I was starting to create content way back then. But I'm not saying that we should cheer for Toronto. I'm saying I understand why Toronto fans are so excited. But I hear you. Yeah, I'm not disagreeing or going against what you're saying. I think we're talking about two different things here for sure. Lucas, another donation. Thank you. Legendary Lucas Gates with another donation. Boston got mauled like a bear does. Colorado got snow piled on like an avalanche. Tampa Bay were grounded like a lightning bolt. Okay, I'll go with that. Thank you, Lucas. Let's give some love to Lucas in the chat. Appreciate that donation. Let's get to the two games from today. And the first one was the aforementioned Boston Bruins. Now, this game was really interesting because Florida went up early, 1-0, 2-0. Then Boston makes it 2-1. And then Boston scores 2 goals early in the third period. But then Florida scores with a minute left. Exactly a minute left, 19-minute mark. And then, so really quickly, it was Montour, Reinhart, then Krejci, Bertuzzi, and Pasternak. And then Montour scores with a minute left. They Florida dominate possession for that shift. And then Carter Verhaeghe, some really good work by Matthew Tkachuk and by Sam Bennett behind the Boston Bruins net. Some really, really good work. And I think Brandon Carlo was back there for Boston. I can't remember. I know Marchand was on the ice. And then the puck goes out to Verhaeghe in the slot. And it puts it top shelf over Swayman, who started over Allmark, in and out, but no doubter. And then Florida wins 4-3. And Boston's record-breaking season comes to a screeching halt. A screeching halt. And yes, as Rosero pointed out, Florida was down 3-1 in the series. They won 3 straight. That means 2 of those 3 games, Game 5 and Game 7, were in Boston. You look at the stats, Boston, it was a pretty intense game. Boston outshot Florida, outfaced off them. Both teams scored on the power play. 18 penalty minutes, that's about right. About 4 or 5, 3 or 4, I should say, man advantages each. So it's an intense game, but you don't want to be the guy that takes a stupid penalty to make your team lose. Still a lot of hits, 35-34, so a total of 69 hits. And overall, a pretty intense game. But yeah, it was very interesting to start Swayman over Allmark. Allmark got them this far, but Allmark already obviously they weren't happy with how he played in Game 6. And that's why Swayman gets the start. For Florida, you see 2 points for Lundell, 2 points for Verhaeghe, 2 goals for Brandon Montour. So those are the big ones. And then for Boston, you had David Krejci, who was injured at the start of the season. 1 goal, 2 assists. Bergeron gets no points tonight. He was also a late entry to this series. And then Dmitry Orlov with 2 assists. So they're Swayman making 27 saves on 31 shots. So who would have thought that Bobrovsky would outplay? And I can't remember. Oh yeah, the other goalie started the first part of the series. Who would have thought that they would have the goaltending advantage over Boston, the Jennings Trophy winners of Allmark and Swayman? So there's that. Oh yeah, a great point actually. LA Women's Hoops makes a really, really good point. after the game. So it's kind of weird because you're at home. It's Boston. So you do the handshake line, Boston and Florida. Then Florida is cheering as they get off. Then Boston does their salute to the fans just like Colorado did, because remember, they're on home ice. And then Bergeron stood by the bench, and every single player as they exited the ice gave them a hug. And the way, we don't know for sure, but the way the guys were acting, the way they're quite emotional, it seemed like this was Bergeron's last season. He's getting hurt more often. Still a very, very good player. He's going to be a Hall of Famer for sure. But the way the guys were acting, it looks like this is going to be his last year. Now, maybe he's hungry. He's all mad at what happened and he wants to come back. And I'm not sure if they've announced anything afterwards. I doubt it. Maybe they wait till the year-end media scrum for the press conference for the Bruins. But it seemed like that was it for Patrice Bergeron. And then I guess a lot of people were pointing out too Brad Marchand, and a lot of people were very happy because they don't like him, 2011 and so on and so forth. They were very happy that Marchand is out of the playoffs. I think I've said a few times on the stream that I'm over 2011. I really am. Oh, which reminds me, I'm just here for the riot. That documentary that I'm in, it debuted. It debuted at a Toronto Film Festival today, and it's going to be available via stream for 1 week from May 5th to May 9th. So I'm going to buy it. I'm going to have a couple friends over. We're going to watch it. You might want to get it, or you might want to wait till it comes out on TSN or ESPN. But in talking to Kat, the director, I kind of jokingly said, well, I wonder how the Canucks are going to react. And she said, no, the Canucks and the NHL approved of the documentary. I don't know if that means they signed off on it. I don't know if they've watched it or they gave it approval in principle. I don't even know if you need approval, whatever. So, but yeah, I'm happy for Kat, who has this show debuting in Toronto today. I've read some good reviews about it. One of the reviews says among the people they interviewed, policemen, firemen, rioters, and they say, and a Canucks super fan. So I'm wondering if that's me. I'm not sure. I'm wondering if that's me. I don't want to be too conceited about it, but yes, I will be looking to stream it. I have my Masters final tomorrow. Then I have my running confirmation at my church on Tuesday, and then a first communion on the 6th. And then life slows down for me, which I'm very excited about. So that's when I will rent. I will buy the stream, buy the movie, and I will watch it. So that is Boston, Florida. Then we moved to Seattle and Colorado. This game was interesting too, in that Seattle, and yes, Dogwood, it is. Kat Jamie's done the Finding Big Country, the Grizzly Truth, and now I'm just here for the riot. Good eyes. I mean, not good eyes. Good ears. Very, very good. Oliver Borkstrand scores 2 goals in the second period to put Seattle up 2-0. And he had a crazy game. I think he had another post or crossbar. They were saying he could have had 4 or 5 goals on the broadcast. Rantanen scores late in the second to make it 2-1. And that's it. That's it. 3 goals. And then Colorado outshoots the Kraken. They score on the 1 power play. So weird. An intense game 7 and only 2 penalty minutes. 1 minor penalty by Seattle, and then Colorado makes them pay. Maybe that's why Seattle didn't take another penalty. Look at the Kraken, though. They out-hit the Avalanche 46-23, 2-1, and 29 block shots. That is very impressive. They obviously went all out, and yeah, it was a very impressive performance by Seattle. Love them or hate them. I know a lot of people are not happy that Seattle has already made it this far in only their second year of existence, but got to give props to them for sure. Yes, Borkstrand was a monster tonight, and Andrew says he made it out of Toronto alive. That's cool, Andrew. I trust you were there for work, but did you get to take in any Leafs festivities? Borkstrand obviously has the 2 goals. Yanni Gourde has the 2 assists. And then it was just McKinnon and Rantanen and Taves. So no Makar, no like points for, well, everyone. I can go through Lehkonen, Rodriguez. So the interesting thing is you look at the Colorado, and then they're missing. If you put Gabriel Landeskog Valerie Nichushkin back in the lineup and Nazem Kadri. You put those three in, and then is that a team that wins? Is that a team that scores more than one goal in this deciding game? So that was a very interesting thing to see. What was I going to say? Yeah, so Landeskog doesn't play for the entire season. Nichushkin has those personal, the personal reasons, the suspension, or not the suspension, the time away, and then Kadri obviously playing for Calgary. But imagine having those three. That Kadri one, I don't know why I said that, because he's not on the team this year. So you put Nichushkin and Landeskog in, and I think it makes a big difference. But they were not there, and the Seattle Kraken are indeed moving on. So I will get to your comments in a couple minutes. But yeah, so what we're looking at now when it comes to the Stanley Cup playoffs is this. Remember, they don't reseed. So Seattle is technically playing in the, quote, Central Division, because they were the first wild card, but Colorado, was the highest, was the second. I messed that up. Because wild card 2 was Winnipeg. Yes. So Vegas was the overall winner of the Western Conference. So that's why they were seeded. That's why they got to play you consider the weaker of the two wild cards. So that's why it was kind of weird how Seattle went over to play in the Central Division as wild card 1, and Winnipeg went over to the Pacific Division to play as wild card 2. And once again, that's because Vegas won the overall conference, so they got to play the weaker wild card team, which was Winnipeg. So there's Seattle sitting in the Central, and now sitting in the Central Division Finals against Dallas Stars. Then we have a proper Pacific on Pacific matchup, Vegas versus Edmonton. That one is going to be so much fun, you guys. They actually, that's going to be crazy. Then we have Toronto against Florida, a team that was in their division. And then we are going to see who comes out between the Devils and the Rangers to face the Carolina Hurricanes. So your final 8 are Seattle, Dallas, Vegas, Edmonton, Florida, Toronto, Carolina, and 1 of New Jersey and the Rangers. Technically, Toronto was the favorite, so Tampa was an upset, but it's still surprising to see Tampa out so early. Certainly surprising to see number 1 Boston out. Certainly surprising to see number 1 Colorado out. So that's where we are with the playoffs, and then we still have one more series to go. I think I missed a donation from Lucas. I'm trying to find it now. I think it happened a few minutes ago, and I'm sorry I missed it. There it is. So I want to highlight this donation. Been blabbing so much I didn't even see it. So thank you, Lucas. I actually went to the Grizzly Truth premiere at the Vancouver International Film Festival. Nice. Got to finally meet Canucks PA guy Al Murdoch in real life. That's nice too. We knew each other via socials. So that's awesome. I'm glad you saw the Grizzly Truth premiere. It's a good, I've seen both the, obviously Finding Big Country and the Grizzly Truth. And thank you for the donation as well. So let's give some love to Lucas in the chat as well. We have Brian using his 5-month membership message. And Brian says, first off, congrats on the bowling tournament win. And I think that Seattle will make it to the finals, but they will run out of gas. Yeah, that, who knows? Seattle, I'm sure they're feeling pretty good about themselves, and they might ride it just like Vegas did. The Seattle second year, Vegas did in their first year, all the way to the Stanley Cup finals. Actually, you know what I can do? I can talk about the bowling tournament real quick because I have it up on my screen, and then I'll turn it over to you. Probably no Ask Me Anything today. We'll do hockey-related stuff, and then we'll make sure we leave some time for the games as well. So here's this. It says, how do I make this bigger? I can't. It says, won my first ever bowling tournament, and it was even sweeter to win with Sean. Thanks also to our unflappable leadoff Miles and our clutch anchor Jordan. We made a great team. We were consistent. Thanks to tournament organizers, volunteer staff, and sponsors. So that's our team, and I want to tell you a bit about this real quick. So I'll talk to you for about 2 minutes. So this bowling tournament was at Lucky 9 in Richmond. By the way, isn't Sean's jersey sweet? That's obviously a Canucks related bowling jersey. So I told him to get me one as well. But obviously the blue, the green striping, and the white as well. Pretty sick. I love this. I love this jersey. And there's mine. You can see I got music notes on mine. That's kind of like my thing right there. Anyway, so the way this tournament worked, you were paired up randomly against another team, and you can't change your order. So you have to keep the same order for all 7 matches, and then you play against one. The leadoff plays against the leadoff. The second plays against the second. Third plays against third. Fourth plays against the fourth. Usually, traditionally, you put your best guy as your anchor, and then you put your second best guy as your third. Then you put your worst guy as your second, and then you put your third best player in your first. And the reason why you do that is, and you want a consistent player in the first as your leadoff. Doesn't mean they're worst. It actually means that they are one of the most consistent, because if we change lanes every game, then we kind of read off what the leadoff does, how his ball is reacting. All to say, Miles, the big guy on the end, he was our leadoff. I was number 2. Sean was number 3, and Jordan was our anchor. And very quickly, it's 1 point for each match, so 4 matches. And then if you win the total, you get another 2 points. So 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 2. Every game is worth 6 points. So what was really good is Miles, he won 5 of his 7 matches. I won 5 of my 7 matches, so that's 10 points so far. Sean won 4 of his 7, that makes 14. And Jordan, our anchor, won 3 out of his 7. It doesn't mean he's bad. It means he went up against some really good bowlers. So 5 plus 5 is 10, plus Sean makes 4, 14, plus 3, 17. So 17 points. But then out of the 7 matches, because we all scored relatively high and we were better than the other team we faced, we won 6 of the 7 matches. And that was huge. So that's another 12 points, 6 times 2. So we wound up with 29 points in the standings. The next best team had 26. So we won this tournament by 3 points. We won a lot of money. It's not about the money, but we a decent size of money. And it was awesome. It was my first ever tournament win. And like I said, it was, and you can't just get the 4 best bowlers. You have a handicap going in, like an average, kind of like golf. And then it was capped. And ours was at 766. So my average is 181. Miles was at 193. Sean was at 193, and Jordan was at 199. And you add them up, it's closest the cap of 766. But yes, we are the Lucky 9. The tournament's called a Swiss Quiet Watch. We are the Lucky 9 Swiss champions. So that was a lot of fun for me today. So thanks for letting me brag. That's where I was all day bowling, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. So thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. No problem. If you're new here, that's fine. I think the community here, they know what I'm about. They know I just spent 20 minutes talking about hockey, and then I wanted to talk about my weekend, but that's fine. That's fine. If you're still here, you're welcome to be here. And if you want to leave, that is fine as well. All good. So let's do this. Let's go for the next 10 minutes on hockey related questions, playoffs, Canucks, whatever it is. And then we will turn it over to, then we'll get to the games for sure, as we do every single Sunday night. So there, just for Away from Society, if he or she is still here, there you go. But if he or she is gone, that's fine too. Let's get to your questions and comments now. Seattle, Vegas, Florida, all looking for their first cup. Yes, they are indeed. 40-team NHL simulation that was redone from the start of 2022-23 season. Colorado Avalanche had done the three-peat. Wow. Awesome. Who did they beat in your final? Between Hirose, Bear, and Petey, who's likely to get a contract first? I think Bear, because they want to lock him in for the big club. Hirose, and then Petey. Petey's is the most important, obviously, But technically, we have a whole year to do it. Thoughts on apparent Jets locker room toxicity? Yes, I saw Rick Bonus's comments. I saw Blake Wheeler bristle at Rick Bonus's comments. Some say that Blake Wheeler isn't a great leader. I don't know. I don't know enough about what's going on there, but I could see where there's a bit of a divide in the dressing room for sure. And it's really too bad. It really is. So happy that the Rat was on the ice when the Panthers scored the winning goal. Not about 2011. He's just a dirty player. That's fair. That's fair. Do you think the Leafs pass now to the Stanley Cup is a lot easier with no ball? Absolutely. Florida is going to be good. And then whoever comes out of the Metro is going to be good. But yeah, the fact that no one has to play Boston now, I think it makes it a lot easier for sure. Do I know what's happening with Brock Besser? No, he's under contract for 2 more years, Brian. Well, Canucks were never in. Your other 3 teams, yes, Fillmore. That I was very clear to me that I knew Winnipeg wasn't going to get through against a strong Vegas team, but yes, my 2 other teams of Tampa and Colorado are also out. Congrats on the bowling win. It's been a crappy weekend sports-wise. All the teams I hate are moving on to the HL and NBA. I'm off to Ecuador. Oh, awesome. Ricky, have a great trip. Have a great trip, and make sure you connect with me when you get back because I want to hear all that you have to say about Peru. That's awesome. Have a wonderful, wonderful trip. 2 Saturday upset. Yes, there were upsets for sure. Rosero, that is the plan, to keep 319 because that's with my season ticket partner, Mike, the one that we've had for 15 seasons. Still trying to figure out what we're doing with the other tickets so that I share with Sean and Jason. Am I concerned that PD won't resign here? No concerns at all. How confident are you? Very confident. I'm not going to sit here and say it's going to be this summer for sure, but I feel very confident. First year, the Avs swept the Bruins. Second year, swept the Flyers. Nice. Why do teams who have won the President's Trophy tend to have no success in the past season, in the postseason? Yeah, it's tricky. I don't know what the stat is, Peter. Obviously, we've seen that. We saw what happened here. We went back to back. I don't know. I don't know if it's a confidence thing, overconfidence thing. I don't know if it's the team using up all their juice in the regular season, or maybe, just maybe, it just teams getting really pumped up to play against them. So, yeah, for all those reasons, or maybe none of them, it's just the way teams match up too. All 3 Game 7s were won by the road team. Panthers, Kraken, Warriors. Both NBA and NHL number 1 seeds lost. Bruins and Bucks. Yes, the Bucks. That was a shocker for sure. Take care, average dude. With Colorado and Boston, Tampa, what's the matchup in the Stanley Cup final? Now, I think Edmonton, Toronto is a possibility. I think Edmonton gets by Vegas. I do. And I think they'll beat whoever wins out of the Central. So Carolina looks good, actually. They're better. They look better than I thought they would. I don't know. It could be anyone. I'm picking Edmonton out of the West. And then I could see it being Rangers, Devils, or Carolina, or Toronto, actually. So that's not really much of a prediction, is it? Let's see what happens between New Jersey and New York first tomorrow, and then I'll make a decision. How's that? Rosero, using his 3-month membership message, says Luongo finally won a playoff game in Boston. Yes, I've seen that meme going around for sure. A little bit mean, but slightly true as well. That's pretty funny. That is pretty funny. Who is your pick to win the cup and why? Jay, I'm going to go with Edmonton. I think if they get decent goaltending and Stuart Skinner's stick doesn't break when he's trying to clear the puck, I love the Ekholm edition. I think it could be Edmonton. Hello, Robert, SDBN producer extraordinaire. I hope you are well. Nice to see you. Congrats to your Leafs. Guys got to pace themselves for the sport and act like they lost the last game. Are you talking about the President's Trophy or something else, Taylor? PD will resign. It's just about money or terms. Some segment of fans would definitely complain about either two. Yeah, no matter what happens, that's a great point. Someone's not going to be happy for sure. For sure. Hey, J Kid. If we were to trade for Dubois, what would the trade look like? Ooh. Is he Is Pierre-Luc Dubois a UFA, or is he still? What's his contract right now? Pierre-Luc Dubois contract. His contract right now is, huh? Oh, he's an RFA at the end of the season still. $6 million. Oy. I think if a team wants to trade him, they're probably looking at. Well, just think that's kind of like Besser money. That's a good question. I don't know if I'm trading him because you're gonna have to give up something good to get him. Yeah, I'd have to think about that, JS. Maybe you're looking at a pick and a player, maybe 2 assets. With the Bruins losing, the Bucks losing, it just shows it doesn't matter if the team has the best record. It depends on matchups. And of course, which star players perform better. That is fair. Hurricanes and Oilers, rematch of 06. That's true. That's a good poll. Maybe going bubble style for your simulation. That's good. The second round tastes like chocolate. Can't just have one piece and I'm ready for a few more. Now I'm hungry, but that's a good way of looking at it for sure. Yes, I've heard that Dubois going to Montreal. Oh, I hope you're okay. Scorekeeper announced Kraken won with 2:10 left in the second period of my game. Stick tats erupted. Well, Angus, you played a lot of hockey. Hey, Clay, what the Canucks need badly is a power forward in the offseason. Yeah, power forward, always nice, but they got to be able to play. I don't want someone... Is that what they need? I think in terms of priorities, I'm looking at a third-line center or another good defenseman. I usually don't watch the playoffs as fervently, but glad I did. No sweeps, 3 game 7s, a couple big upsets already. Yeah. And tomorrow's game should be really good. I don't think technically New Jersey's the higher seed, so I guess if the Rangers win, it is an upset, but I think tomorrow's going to be a really good game as well. I'm just laughing. I'm kind of giggling at that guy who got mad because I was talking about bowling on my hockey. Yes, I know this is a Canuck Clay stream. I know it says the title is talking about the teams that were eliminated, but I guess I didn't make a good first impression on that guy. Where is it? Just like away from society. That's okay. I can handle it. I'm a big boy. Max Domi and Jack Roslovic would be good options for third line center. Yes, I saw both those names for sure. Yeah, JC, I will send out an update on Tuesday. Everyone's pool has gone crazy because a lot of people had Boston, a lot of people had Colorado. So anyone that gave Florida or Seattle any points more than 1 to 5, they're probably in a good spot in our pool. But yes, I can't wait to do the update for sure. Never hear the end. They're all Oilers fans. Play Wednesday as a player, Sunday as a goalie. It's funny. I know the hockey culture is when you call yourself a skater or non-goalie, you call yourself a player as opposed to a skater, because isn't a goalie a player as well? Kraken actually match up well against the Stars, not the Wild. That's good to know. Who gets a contract first, Petey or Petey? I'm going with NHL Petey. No, that's cool, Fillmore. All good. You guys know how much I love bowling. You guys, I guess that's always the risk is we've built such a tight community here. You guys know what I'm about, and I don't mind talking about what I love. And you guys are here just the same. Jay, you told him to get lost. Oh, it's all right. You're being protective. Carol, another donation. Some love to Carol in the chat. Do you think the Canucks will get in the playoffs next year? I sure hope so. I think they can get in as a third spot or a wild card. I really do. And if they do what you think they have to do to know off season, what would you do? I think they need a third line center, Carol, and I think they still need to upgrade their D. And then once the season starts, Demko's got to be healthy. D's got to play good. You got to have much better penalty killing for sure. Thank you very much for the donation, Carol. That's awesome. How many beers would Brady Tkachuk have in his pockets next round? Is that what he does? I must have missed that. If the Leafs and Oilers in the matchup, would that be the most viewed cup final in recent memory? In Canada, yes. I'm not sure if it moves the needle in the States. I think if you have Boston or the Rangers in the cup final, I think that's better than Toronto, even in the States. In Canada, it would be just crazy, for sure. Jay, if the question was, who do I think is going to be in the Stanley Cup Finals? I did answer it, and I said Edmonton. Oh, Chris. Chris is saying the same thing, although I think he's a few minutes behind because I've been talking about hockey for the last 10 minutes. Here for hockey, didn't think this was a bowling channel. Oh, there's two. Chris must be friends with that other guy, away from society. All good. Wish I joined the big pool. My fantasy bracket is doing great. Florida in 7, Leafs in 6. Oh, Robert, you would be smoking this pool. And closer to $500. Yeah, there's 66 people in it. So the winner gets over $500. Oh, next time, Robert. Next time. Oh, Chris, you just thought it. Okay. Chris is messing with me here. Okay, 2 more minutes, and then we'll get to the games. Jasper, I'm going with Edmonton now. Now that Colorado and Boston are out, my 2 other picks. I just have a feeling the Rangers are going to beat New Jersey. I have a feeling it's going to be an Edmonton Rangers final. That's my new gut feeling. No, we're all good. Chris is just messing with us. Between Boston and Avs upset, Boston was obviously the most shocking. You think they'll go through a major retool? I don't know. I don't know, Edmund, because their regular season was so good. You just chalk it up to running against a real hot and determined team? I don't know. Welcome back, Tyler. The States love DeMarco McDavid. They also love their American boy Matthews. Okay, that's good to know. No problem, Chris. That was pretty funny. I might be the minority, but Patrice Bergeron was one of the Bruins that I like. I like Bergeron as well. Do I hear that the Raptors? Oh, sorry. No basketball questions, but no, I did not hear that. Oh, have we had a female coach in the NHL? No. No female coaches or assistants in the NHL. Do you think it's stupid for the NHL to start the playoffs at the same time as the NHL? NHL is not flexible because Mr. Joker, NBA doesn't care about the NHL because NBA draws much stronger ratings. Lucas, thank you for the donation. More changes in your simulated league. Vegas rebranded Vegas Wranglers. Playoffs now a 2020 style, 84 games, 4 interconference, 5 interdivisional. All right. Sounds good. Sounds like you're putting a lot of time and effort into it, Lucas. That's pretty cool. Tell me when the Canucks win. Okay, last 2 minutes. I'm going to go fast. You think Toronto beats Panthers in 7? I think Toronto's going to beat them actually in 6. Do I think Tocchet will make it next year? Canucks will make it next year with Tocchet as the coach? I do. I think they'll make the playoffs. Yes, a lot of big guns gone for sure. No problem, Shannon. I don't mind the Oilers. I hate the Calgary Flames. I don't mind the Oilers. Oilers Rangers final would be great. I agree. Good night, Brian. Thank you. Yeah, good point, Jeff. Bergeron and Krejci are retiring. Then at least it's a forced retool. Boston peaked too early or didn't sandbag themselves once they ensured their player berth or got injured. Yeah, I think it was just, and Florida is very determined. Seattle could pull off yet another upset. Go Oilers and Leafs. Hockey is greater than basketball. I had a feeling before the playoffs Boston was going to collapse. Yeah, there are a few people that were saying that for sure, that they're not completely shocked. Canucks made the playoffs every year, just first round exits. Okay, well, at least they made the playoffs. Had the Leafs played another team, not Tampa, they might have lost, perhaps. Calgary's so good. I think Abbotsford might win 1 or 2, but not sure if they win all 3. NHL needs to start earlier than NBA and also have faster schedules. Yeah, but you can't go back to back. Now they used to, but you can't go back to back. I think in the NHL for sure. Yes, I am watching the NBA playoffs. Okay, friends, now's a good time to end and to move to our game. So I will do a very quick mid-show sponsor read, and then we will get to the games for sure. So shout out to my primary sponsor, Van City Experts Real Estate. Contact Jason Lim and his team for all of your real estate needs. And Jason has been in the chat tonight, which is pretty cool. Shout out to my secondary sponsor, Perform and Transform, personal training, weight loss. Visit ptforum.com to see all of their services. Thank you to Gassy Jack Art, maker of this fine artwork. Thank you to Monkey Nine Brewing, my eternal sponsor. And thank you to Vessi Footwear. Use the URL, tinyurl.com/VessiClay and receive a free pair of socks off of your next Vessi purchase. Mid-show reminder for you to subscribe, like the video, leave a donation like Lucas and Carol have done. Who else? Lucas, Carol. Yes, those are the donations. And you can gift memberships like Carol has done, or you can become a member yourself or upgrade your memberships as well. Also, if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. So yes, as Fangirl just said, if you played these games, do not spoil them. I will pop to some of your questions as we go, but we're going to focus on the games right now. So let's go with Ordle. Take care, Shannon. Thanks for being here. Who is this? Who is this? No, Gurpreet, I did not hear about the emergency alert. Definitely got nice hair. So Jasper says Evander Kane. I'm pretty sure you're not saying Patrick Kane. So it's not Evander Kane, and we didn't get anything right. But at least we know we now have to pick a player from the Eastern Conference who's not a left winger, who's younger than 31, who's not Canadian. Yes, and actually, it's Taylor Betts was the one. This is the one that I thought it was as soon as I saw it, and I think it checks all the boxes. And boom, we got it in the second guess. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. New York Rangers, 23 years old, American player. And just from the silhouette, and obviously you guys were thinking the same thing because of with the guesses of Evander Kane and K'Andre Miller. I think it was clear that it was just because of the afro, the hair, that it was likely someone of African American descent, or at least half African American descent, and we got it easy. K'Andre Miller, too easy. Let's go to Gordle now. Oh, this is a 7-letter name. Let's do a 7-letter name for Gordle. A 7-letter name. Ricky did say Duclair, but I think that was a guess for the pitcher and not for this game. Jasper comes in with Stamkos, so let's do it. Let's do it. Oh, I like how we nailed the S. So we got the S already. So we know the name starts with an S, and we know there's a K and there's an A somewhere in there. So try and give me a name that starts with S and has a K and an A in it. A lot of guys' names whose last name starts with S. Okay, everyone refresh their browsers too, because I think a couple people are behind a little bit, which is fine. Murray says Connor Bedard's favorite team is the Canucks. There's another player we draft next year. Yes, I saw that. I can't remember, but I know I saw the tweet that you're talking about as well. Anyways, we need another name. Another 7-letter name. You know, while we're waiting, I might do Duclair just to get some more letters off the board. Oh, that was pretty smart. Kind of cheating. But we now know that there's also a U, an A, a C, and a K. So we actually have 5 of the letters. We have the S, and we know there's a U, a C, an A, and a K. Oh, yes, that's right, Erwin. Or instead of refreshing, just hit the live button right on the YouTube video. So you guys, I think we're doing pretty good. There's I don't think the guy's name is Sucka. Yeah, there's a really good hockey player named Sucka. But these are the letters that we have. U, C, K, and A. Just not in those. So we have 5 of the 7 letters. When did we do this? Five time. Very good, Erwin. I thought Sucka was pretty funny. No love in the chat for Sucka. Stadnika, no. Could it be SKA? No, it can't be A. SKU. Scudra. SCU. Scuderi. Scuderi. Oh, I got too excited. But of course it's not Scuderi because there's no R and there's no I. Sorry, I just wasted a guess. Sorry, guys. I wasted a guess. Well, at least we know the C's not here, I guess. And we know the U's not there. So we got to get the C and the U out of here. Scudra is a good guess. Scudra. Oh, but it doesn't even fit. Maybe the A is here. Sack. Sack. Okay, we got all the vowels. There's no O, there's no I, there's no E. There is an A and there is a U. You guys have gone quiet on me tonight. You're just waiting for the map game. What's a letter we haven't tried? I guess we should try N. A lot of names have N in it. S-K-S-A-K-N. This is tough. I kind of want to cheat a little bit and guess a name that has N and P just so we have... Oh, you know what we do? Okay. Cheating a little bit more, but we now have 6 of the 7 letters. So we know the first one is an S. We know that this one is a U. And we also know that there's an H, an A, a C, and a K. And I'm just typing these out so we see all the letters there. It might be easier for us to see. All right, so those are the letters that we have. And remember, the U is the second to last letter. Oh my. And the first one is not U, C, or H. So I actually think the first one is an A. I mean, the second one is A. But then we still have an H, a U, a H, a K, a C, and a U. Holy smokes. What kind of name is this? Holy smokes. Terry Sawchuk. Very good, Chris. Very good. That took a while, but we got it. One of the best goaltenders of all time. Let's give some love to Chris in the chat for saving our butts. Very good. Very good. Excellent. Excellent. Now we go to Wordle. No, wrong one. Wordle. Wordle. Just gave you a sneak peek of the country. Gary Shawchuk. I need a 5-letter word. Preferably one that takes a lot of vowels out of the equation. I'm not saying we have to do this, but I know some people do this. Whoops. Because it nails 4 of the 5 vowels. But Rosero comes in with plain. Oh! Train is good, Robert. Train is good. Oh, audio. That's right. Audio also does 4. But this was a really good guess, Rosero. Give me another one. Plant? No, it can't be N. What are we talking about? Place? No. Plate? Plaque? Plam? Plow? Play? Play-Doh? Play-Doh? Can't be plant, Robert, because I used the N already. I can't put an N here. Plaid. Can't be paint. Can't be plain because of the N. Plaid is good. Oh. I thought plaid was it. Play-Doh? Oh, not on the word list. Plam? Plam. Plant? No. Plab. Place. Plaza? Plaza? Playa. I'm going plaza. Oh, yeah. Canuck Clay, and then Paul just got it too. Awesome. I was able to contribute for once. I never, ever contribute to these games. And speaking of not contributing, yes, Paul got it. Erwin got it as well. Speaking of not contributing, I am absolutely useless at this game. Robert, you're smart. Many people, you're smart in here. I'm glad we have some smart people in here. What country is this? What country is this? So do you guys remember last time we had, like, it was Philippines or Singapore, we had 2,000 islands. What country is this? Ricky says Iceland. And remember, because I wait till I see a double in the chat, just so that means at least one other person agrees. It looks like Australia Fillmore, but I don't think it is. Okay, so I have a Iceland, a Denmark, a Greenland. Okay, we got a double for Iceland. So we'll start with Iceland. Okay, so Iceland's close. So now I need a seconder for Denmark, Greenland, Australia, Poland. Okay, we got a seconder for Denmark. Very close. So it's very close to Denmark. We're getting there. We were very close. We're only 1,000 kilometers away from Denmark. But that's not Sweden. I don't think that's Sweden. That's not Norway. Is it? I don't know. Okay, we got a second for Poland. Or we're even closer. We're even closer. So we've got Iceland. Well, 85% close, 93% close Denmark, 96% close Poland. So we're so close. I see Belgium. I see Belarus. Actually, that's the second Belarus I've seen. No, Jasper just said it twice. Okay, Jeff says Belarus as well. So we have a seconder. Boom. Very good, you guys. Very good. Very, very good. Let's go. Belarus's neighbors now. Again, I will, as soon as I see 2 in the chat, I will take it. Who are Belarus's neighbors? Okay, Robert's getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, but thank you. So we have Russia, we have Lithuania, we have France. I'm looking for a double here. Russia, Lithuania, France, Sweden. Still looking for a double. Poland, Ukraine. Okay, we got 2 Ukraines and we got 2 Lithuanias. We're going to do that first. Ukraine. Boom. Lithuania. Boom. Russia, Poland. Okay, we have 2 Russias and 2 Polands. Let's try those. Russia. Boom. Oh, you guys are so good. Poland. Oh yeah, this is where we're at, because this one. Boom. Oh, are we gonna sweep this? Okay, what's this one? What is this one? It looks like a duck bending over and with his beak. You see that's the beak of the duck. He's got no legs, but that's okay. I see Latvia from Irwin, from Jasper. Are we going to sweep this one? Just no NHL team swept. Oh, we are so good. We are so good, you guys. Now, Robert already offered Minsk. Can I get a seconder for Minsk? The takeout foil. Okay, Jasper seconds Minsk. I'm sure I'm not even pronouncing it correctly. You guys, this is too easy. This is too easy for you guys. What's the flag now? What is the flag for this place? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can't do a poll here, so just start typing in a number. 1, 2, 3, 4 across the top. 5, 6, 7, 8. It's funny on my monitor. It looks like this flag is only one red stripe, but there's a white stripe there. So a bunch of you are already saying this one. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Oh, this too easy. Too easy. This one, I am doing it in the chat. So please use the chat for this one. For population. 30-second chat. What do you mean, thanks, WWE? Who's the Russian from Belarus? We are too good. This one too easy tonight, you guys. Okay, you got 20 seconds to vote in the poll. B is... This one's tricky. Robert says Belarus is larger than we think. Rusev Day, of course. Of course, Rusev. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. According to you guys... Oh no. There's a tie between B and D. There's a tie between B and D. The fact that Robert says it's bigger, and then a couple of you said to me, we're going this one. Yes. Finally, which currency? So once again, we will do this in the poll. And then while you guys are voting on currency, you know, I was just thinking about away from society. You have to, Robert and other content creators, whoever they never, I mean, they would agree with this. Whenever you put yourself out there on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or whatever the cool kids are using these days, anytime you're creating content specifically, you have to take the good and the bad. If you want to take compliments and affirmation, you got to be able to take constructive criticism as well. And I'm fine with constructive criticism. I want to make this channel better. I want to make sure that I'm serving your needs and making sure that you guys are having fun. So having said that, I try not to get defensive. I try and give people the time of day and try and give people a chance to express their opinion. But that guy must have come in right when I started talking about bowling, because I had just done 15 minutes of playoff talk. So I think when he came in, I must have just put up my bowling picture, and then I did go for 2 or 3 minutes, but that's because I said I was going to go for 2 or 3 minutes. Strange. So again, it might sound like it. I'm not upset about it. I don't get upset about this kind of things. I just thought it was kind of ironic that he came in right when I started the bowling talk, and maybe he thinks this is a bowling channel now, which is fine. Okay, 72% of you are saying it's B. So that's good. Wow. This was probably, we nailed everything. We got the country in 4 or 5 times. We got 4 or 5 tries. We got the neighbors 5 for 5. We swept. We got the flag. We got the currency. We got the population. Too easy. Or you guys are too smart. And just as we wrap up, and no, I appreciate you guys always looking out for me. We got... I thought this was a hockey channel. Was constructive. Here for hockey. Didn't think this was a bowling channel. Chris repeating. Lots of hockey channels. Talk about other things. Yeah, and it's funny. It's not like I did it for the whole stream, but that's okay. And especially, and I get it, if that's this person's first time here, they haven't they don't know what's important to me or what I'm about. That's all cool. If people can't stand, people will speak about their lives and accomplishments, then that's a them problem. That's fair. We did do phenomenal today. I'm here for bowling. Why are you talking about hockey? People these days have 7 seconds of attention span, TikTok style. So when it's not instant, it's like, ooh, WTF, I'm out of here. Indigo, I think that's such a good point, and it's obviously something I'm attuned to working with young people. And do you guys remember there was a stream last week sometime where we talked about the fact where it sounds like you guys like it more when I don't rush and when I tell stories and when I elaborate on answers and do quality over quantity. And that's what I've heard from you guys loud and clear. And it speaks to that whole TikTok, fleeting attention kind of syndrome. Very good. Great point, Indigo. I'm here for the bowling. Didn't know it was a hockey channel. Wait, there is hockey talk here. Okay, this is the last thing. Okay? We'll do this for 5 minutes and then we'll go. We'll just have some fun with this. What's the one thing, and this is where I'm going to be very, very vulnerable here. What's the one thing that you don't think Canuck Clay, you don't think Clay Emo, should talk about? Because I either have no experience, you don't think I know anything about it. So you could say accounting, knowing that I failed out of my professional accounting exams. You could say eating Chinese food, knowing that, or Chinese food, vlogging. So mukbang or whatever you call it. So what's the one thing, let's have some fun with this for 3 minutes. What's the one thing that I should not talk about or demonstrate or try and prove expertise on this channel? I'm here for dad jokes. Why are we talking about life accomplishments? I'm here for bowling, turkey and stuff. I'm here for anything. Why complain? I'm here for Gassy Jack art. Why are we talking about hockey? So you guys do not want me to talk about baseball. And again, this could be because you don't care or likely you don't think I know anything about it. Basketball, astrophysics, mukbang, ASMR, K-pop. Yeah. Rosero, very good. Touche. Dancing. TikTok dances along a similar theme. I knew you guys are very creative. I just knew I'd just throw this out there and I'd be laughing pretty hard. Oh, 3 in a row dancing. Headstands. Carol, I could surprise you. Water polo. Yes. Cannot swim and you do not want to see me without my shirt on. Football. Okay, that's fair. Clay's second channel will probably be a basketball one. You know what's funny, Taylor? My son, Sean, because I do watch a lot of the street ball, like Ball is Life, The Next Chapter. I watch a lot, Uncle Scoob. I watch a lot of those. So he thinks I should set up a second channel, old Asian guy reacting to street ball videos on YouTube. But there's too much swearing in them. But oh gosh, I feel sick now. Twerking. Okay, on that note, Jasper, way to shut things down. No. And yes, Erwin comes in with the gritty, of course, because that was probably, that was bad. That was bad. I definitely think you'd struggle during daily Canucks content. Well, right now, yes, that's why I'm posting uploads maybe twice a week. Cannot Clay should be the channel name. Love it. Cannot Clay. I do like that. CCC Clay's cooking channel. Oh, you guys are good. Well, thank you. You guys know I like to have a bit of fun. And I love to highlight the creativity of this channel. But having said that, I should probably get going. Rob, Coach Rob, are you streaming tonight? I always like to give you the opportunity to let us know if you are streaming tonight. Are you doing your golf stream? Put it in the chat. In the meantime, I will wrap up. So thank you, everyone, for being here tonight. Crazy times. I cannot remember a first round like this. Defending Stanley Cup champs, #1 seed, out. #1 seed, most successful regular season in a long time. It wasn't in history. I don't even know. Out. Tampa Bay Lightning, perennial favorites in the Stanley Cup playoffs out. And then in their place, you have a Toronto Maple Leafs team that's won their first playoff series in 19 years. You have the Florida Panthers, who are a wild card team, and you have Seattle, who was a wild card team as well. So much going on. Thank you for being here with me to explore it all tonight. Moderators, good job as always. Members, legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Justin Credible, legendary Carol Bovenlander, and legendary Andrew Chang. Thanks for your support. Hall of Fame and franchise members as well. Thanks to all of you and to everyone else for being here. Those that donated, Lucas, Carol gifted a membership and donated. Rosero used a membership message. Brian used a membership message. And yeah, so Brian and Rosero used membership messages. Carol and Lucas did the donations. You guys are awesome. Carol also gifting a membership. And Robert, great to see you as well. And thanks to all of you for being here tonight. Just so you know, tomorrow I'll be doing Canucks After Dark with Parker. I know we took a week off last week, but I will not be doing an 11 o'clock stream because I have to write my final right after that for my master's paper. And then Tuesday, I can't do a stream because I'll be at the church for a late event and I'll go straight to my prayer hour. So my guess is my next nightly stream, like this is going to be Wednesday night, but my schedule clears up after Wednesday with my course being done and my church commitments lessening a bit. So I think I'm going to have some fun streaming some games. Now, last thing I'll say, and because I want your feedback, I haven't decided if I'm going to stream full games or if I'm going to talk about, if I can stream full games or maybe do the third period. I know that when there's a Toronto game specifically, the Toronto-Florida game, I'm sure Steve Dangle will be doing some stuff. I'm sure Hot Take Hockey will be doing some stuff. And on one hand, they don't worry about me going against them, but I'm not really sure what kind of audience I'll get if I try and do a stream at the same time as them. If I do any of the three other series, I don't care about Seattle, Dallas, quite frankly, but I think maybe Vegas, Edmonton would be the one to do because, Pacific Division, that would make sense. So, and I'm not sure if anyone's doing Edmonton or Vegas streams right now. And even with Hot Take or Twisted Wrister or Off the Wall Hockey, I know those are a few. They might be doing it as well, and they might have some really big shows. I think I'm going to try it. And then whoever comes, and then we might have a lot of fun on it. And I'm not sure if I'm going to do full games yet or just third periods, or post games. We'll see. I have a few days to think about that, but that's something I want to try for at least some of round 2, and then we will go from there. So I'll give you guys plenty of notice. Hopefully you guys can join me, and we'll kind of see what happens. It might be a lot of fun just to get together. And yeah, I'm with you. So just a couple last things. Clay and Dangle mashup. He's been on my channel 1 or 2 times. Toronto would be hard. Vegas Edmonton would be really fun. I think so. Definitely choose a West Series. Yes, do Vegas Edmonton. So I think and at least I know the players. I know the line combination. So maybe that's what I will do. And I think they start on Wednesday, right? So maybe I won't do Wednesday, but maybe I will do Friday. So that might be a fun one to do. I gotta think about that. I'll get back to you. Oh no, I can't do Friday the 5th because going out to dinner was, let me figure that out. For you guys, thanks for being here. Always appreciate you. Never take you for granted. On your way out, subscribe, like the video, leave a donation, become a member, upgrade your membership, gift a membership, and rate and review if you're listening on a podcast platform. Thanks, you guys. I really appreciate you guys being here. And we will go, I'll think about a draft lottery live stream as well, but I'll let you know how that goes. Okay, I gotta go. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. And I had a Zoom meeting at work on Friday, and I told a joke on the Zoom meeting, but no one laughed at it. I guess I'm not remotely funny. God bless, and go Canucks go. Booyah.